Good evening. Whoa, that was really loud. It's been a long time since I've been at a podium in a room full of people. It's good to see everyone. If you can all kind of move forward a little bit so that I can see you and take your seats. We're closing the silent auction, we're closing the mystery boxes up, and our program is going to start in a second. Thank you, I love you. I was saying, it's been a while since I've been at a podium in a room full of folks. Thanks for being here. Good evening. Welcome to the Victor Rights Law Center Shining Star Gala. We are here in person, our first in-person event since 2019, which is mind-boggling. I am Stacy Malone. I was a pro bono attorney. I served on the board of directors, and I've been the executive director for 12 years. I don't know if that deserves a round of applause, but I will take that. As both a lawyer and a survivor, I am so grateful to each of you for donating, volunteering, and showing up for survivors. 19 years ago, the Vrlc began with one idea, the idea that civil laws played a critical role in restoring the lives of survivors of sexual violence. Whether or not a survivor can ever find justice in the criminal justice system, the civil law can and must improve their lives. Every survivor deserves a justice system that can help them and an attorney that actually knows how to use it. Sexual violence continues to be an area of severe injustice. 98% of rapists never spend a single day in jail. Meanwhile, many survivors suffer in silence. They drop out of school, they lose their jobs, they lose their homes. They have a hard time maintaining relationships, and their lives unravel. That's why the Victor Rights Law Center was founded, to respond to survivors' many legal needs. The Vrlc is the first, and it's the largest nonprofit law center in the country to ensure that survivors have a compassionate attorney by their side at no cost to them. We represent over 1,000 clients a year with over 3,000 legal issues in Massachusetts and in Oregon. If a child is sexually abused, a Vrlc lawyer can obtain a restraining order so that that child can ride their bicycle in their neighborhood again. If someone is raped at home, a Vrlc lawyer can break their lease so that survivor doesn't have to live in the same apartment where they were raped. A lawyer can use the law to help a survivor piece their life back together again. The Vrlc has its feet on the ground locally representing clients, but we're also a national organization. We are a leader in the movement to end sexual violence. Through our national training program, we train tens of thousands of advocates, lawyers, campus administrators, nurses, professionals throughout the entire country. The Vrlc also hosts the only national sexual violence law conference, and it sells out every single time. Our goal is that one day, any survivor in any state will have a Vrlc-trained attorney. Now, I'd like to take a moment to thank those who are in the trenches. An enormous thank you to our Vrlc staff. We're so grateful to all of you. You're amazing. I would not do this work if it wasn't for you. You are inspiring every day, so thank you. We appreciate you and are so grateful to you. I also want to thank the co-chair of our board of directors, Krista Green-Pratt and Rebecca Chasen. I love you. You are my sisters in this, and I could not make it to the days without your guidance, so appreciate you. The rest of our incredible board who are here tonight, Spectra Asala, Mary Beth Burke, Brookia Dickerson, Charlotte Zippoletti, Lizzie Huntington, Sophia Hussein, Brett Merliani, Karen O'Malley, and Brenda Sharton. I adore you. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you. You really are incredible. Thank you to the individuals who've invested in the organization at the highest levels this year. Michelle and Howard Kessler, Brenda and Rick Sharton, Mary Beth Burke and Sam Lambrosa, Deb and Steve Marcus, Georgia Murray and Mark Maloney, and Karen O'Malley and Michael Feldman. We can always lean on you, and it means so much to our team. Thank you. Also to our corporate sponsors. Whew, yeah, they are rock stars. Also to our corporate sponsors, Deckert, Goodwin, McDermott, Will and Emery, Ropes and Gray, Sidley, and Wilmer Hale. We need you, and you are always there for us. Thank you so much. So, tonight we're here because we're trying to raise money to shake up this totally broken criminal justice system, to make sure that one victim has many rights and that every victim has a future. Now, it may be poor etiquette to take your cell phone out at an event. I always yell at my partner about that because he's always looking at his phone, but not tonight. Take out the phones as often as you like. We're gonna make it super easy for you to donate. The Wi-Fi and donation information is on the back of your program book. You can scan the QR code. I mean, you learned how to do that at restaurants, so I know that you can do that here. Or you can text the give. I also know you know how to text because I get a lot of texts from all of you. And the cool part is that you'll see that your contribution actually make an impact on this super cool thermometer. And if you need any assistance, stop by our checkout table. We have some super smart folks out there. They'll be delighted to take your credit card, your checks, your cash, basically anything that you have, maybe even jewelry, I don't know. So now let's check out our fancy thermometer. Oh, it actually showed up. Did not know if that was gonna work. What do you know? Thank you so much to folks who have already donated. We appreciate that. Thank you. And thanks to our amazing sponsors, we've already raised $300,000 through the Gala, which is enormous for us, and we so appreciate that. It's life-changing for those we serve. We hope to raise an additional $20,000 in the room tonight because the demand for our services has been so high. Tonight, as you support survivors, that thermometer will continue to rise, which is so exciting. I know it will motivate us, right? And you can give at any time during tonight's program. And yes, before you ask me, you can give multiple times. I don't mind. Feel free to. Now, please join me in welcoming our Deputy Director of Operations, Stephanie Holt.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Vrlc has an absolutely incredible staff that I'm honored to work with every single day. Our staff supports survivors, but we also depend on law firms to really help us out with some of our other cases. Our law firms provide hours and hours of pro bono support that allow us to take on cases we wouldn't otherwise be able to assist people with. This year, the Vrlc would like to recognize a law firm who has provided tremendous support throughout the pandemic. During the pandemic, when we saw a huge decrease in pro bono hours, one firm did incredible work, really stepping up during some of the toughest months. Sullivan & Worcester attorneys represented an average of one survivor a month with protection orders, Dwyer hearings, and helping ensuring survivor safety. They did not hesitate to take on some seriously complex cases that I know they're still working on right now. They even represented some of our youngest survivors, some of the most vulnerable clients we work with. Accepting the 2022 Champion Award on behalf of Sullivan & Worcester is Nick O'Donnell.
Good evening, everyone. I learned of the Victim Rights Law Center in 2004 when my colleague at Sullivan & Worcester, Colby Bruno, left us to join the VRLC. And I was very quickly taken with the mission of the organization, and I didn't just copy what Stacy said, I swear. In particular, it was like many good ideas that seemed so obvious you can't understand why no one else had thought of it. Of course, the aftermath of sexual assault would create a dizzying array of legal consequences in the civil law arena, and here was this amazing organization stepping up to fill the void. It's been a great privilege over the years to work on many matters ranging from an amicus brief in an insurance coverage case to privacy and medical records, access disputes for survivors, to helping secure basic safety through restraining orders. And I can honestly say that one of the most rewarding moments of my career involved a client to whom VRLC introduced me. She spoke no English and had come to the United States from El Salvador, fleeing the violence there in the 1980s. She came to VRLC because an acquaintance had assaulted her. Imagine the courage it must have taken for a person in that circumstance to go to the police, which she did. And after that, she came to the VRLC, who introduced her to me to help obtain a U visa as a victim of crime. She got that visa. which put her on a path to permanent residence, and the ability to leave the country to see her daughter in El Salvador for the first time in decades. She provided all the inspiration. We did a little bit of paperwork, and I got to dust off my rusty Spanish. I thank my partners and my colleagues at Sullivan and Worcester, many of whom are here tonight, for all the hard work and time and energy they have devoted over the years. But most of all, I thank the Victim Rights Law Center for giving those of us here the chance to direct the smallest part of our legal training and experience to try to make a difference in people's lives one at a time. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Nick, and thank you to the incredible team at Sullivan and Worcester. I'm sure I'll be emailing you within the next week. The VRLC is honored to present the 2022 Shining Star Award to Catherine Foote. Catherine is an associate at Mintz, where she focuses her practice on complex commercial, appellate, and securities litigation, as well as criminal defense. She began volunteering with the VRLC in 2019, and her impact has been significant in this time. Catherine submitted an amicus brief on behalf of the VRLC in a case that focused on survivors who need to protect themselves under the Violence Against Women Act, to protect themselves from being evicted from their homes. This issue was critical to survivors who are on the verge of losing their homes after an assault. For the last 2 years, Catherine has been representing a child survivor in a complex protection of records case in criminal court. It resulted in Catherine arguing before the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court to protect the young survivor's records from being accessed by the perpetrator. She is a fierce advocate for survivors. Congratulations, Catherine. VRLC's 2022 Shining Star.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really excited to be here tonight at this amazing event. I'd like to start just by thanking the Victims' Rights Law Center. This is an incredible honor. I was surprised and very excited. I also want to thank my family and friends, some of whom are here today and have to spend a lot of time listening to me talk about all of these cases. And also all of the great attorneys at the VRLC who I've learned so much from and have had the true honor of working with. This event in particular has been one of my favorite to go to over the years. I was here in 2019 at the last event, and I'm so honored to be recognized by this award. Pro bono work has been a huge part of my practice since I was a first-year law student. And in the last 4 years, I've had the great opportunity to work with VRLC, as Stacy, or as Stephanie mentioned, working on cases that have changed, and hopefully when the SJC comes out with their decision, will continue to change the legal landscape for survivors in Massachusetts. When representing survivors, in my experience, it's truly in the midst of the worst and most traumatic experience of their life. And being able to be a small part of their road to recovery is just the most amazing experience that you can have. The work that I've been able to do at VRLC, and I hope to continue to do with all of you, has been some of the most meaningful and rewarding of my career. Unfortunately, today, many survivors still don't have the support that they need to navigate the complex legal issues that follow after their assaults. Pro bono attorneys have the opportunity in participation with organizations like VRLC to be a vital part of helping them to rebuild their lives. And I can tell you, as a pro bono attorney who has done these cases, that you're not just providing life-changing legal services for the survivors, but it's truly an invaluable and life-changing experience for you as well. And thank you again to the VRLC, and thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Nick. I was saying to Nick when he first came in that I remember working on something, and I was like, I think it was 10 years ago. That is how long he has been with us. And so it is so cool to see these attorneys honored because they really are our partners in this. So I am Amanda Walsh, the Vrlc's Deputy Director of External Affairs, and it is my honor to present the 2022 Leadership Award to Dr. Michelle Bratcher Goodwin. Dr. Goodwin is an acclaimed bioethicist, constitutional law scholar, and prolific author. She is a professor at the University of California, Irvine, and is the founding director of the Center for Biotechnology and Global Health Policy. Dr. Goodwin's long list of award-winning work addresses pressing matters of law, society, and global health. Her publications include 5 books and more than 100 law review articles, book chapters, and commentaries in publications such as the LA Times, Forbes, Politico, and Ms. Magazine. Dr. Goodwin's New York Times opinion piece, "I Was Raped by My Father and Abortion Saved My Life," captured our attention last year. And her most recent book, "Policing the Womb: Invisible Women and the Criminalization of Motherhood," explores how state laws police women in their pregnancies. Dr. Goodwin's work has had a profound impact on both reproductive rights and the anti-sexual violence movement. Tonight, Dr. Goodwin joins us virtually from California. We are so proud to present the 2022 Leadership Award to Dr. Michelle Bratcher Goodwin.
Hello, I am Michelle Bratcher Goodwin, and let me tell you that I am so excited and enthused to receive this award from the Victim Rights Law Center. What an amazing organization, the impactful work that you all do. I celebrate you as an organization for the leadership, the commitment to helping people who are the most vulnerable in our society, people who've often been overlooked and may feel voiceless, may feel helpless, and may feel friendless. And I say may feel because on the other side happens to be the Victim Rights Law Center and the incredibly important work that it does. It's showing up, it's leadership, it's zealous advocacy, fighting for those who are the most vulnerable in society. And I know what that's like. I know what that's like professionally, spending the last quarter of a century being in the deep throes of advocating on behalf of women and girls and families. But I know what it's like to also need support from a personal point of view. And it is for that that this award is so meaningful for me, that it really touches my heart, this recognition. I want to thank you all. I want to thank those of you who donate to this organization because its work is critically important. I want to thank those of you who are staff. I want to thank the administrative leadership of the organization as well for thinking about the new and dynamic ways to serve as many people as possible and to make sure that the reach is deep and also wide. And personally, I want to thank the people who've helped me in this journey. I think about when I left home at 15 years old and finding work with Dr. Nina Mazer. And not all of us have a Dr. Nina Mazer, but some of us do have a Victim Rights Law Center. And I'm so grateful that you exist. I'm so grateful for the work that you do. I'm so grateful for the countless people that you support and that you help and that you give an opportunity to be able to flourish past the deepest, darkest nightmares that exist. And on a hopeful note, because you exist, you are a North Star for so many, and we need our North Stars. We need that light that shines in the darkest of times because it really does provide us a pathway towards freedom and also towards safety. You are a version of an underground railroad. And so, as much as I am grateful to you for receiving this award, I also champion and salute you too for the incredibly important work that you do. Thank you so, so very much.
So the next award, the Visionary Award, was established in honor of our founder, Susan Vickers, who I think is here and we'd just like to acknowledge tonight. So thank you, Susan. It is presented to an individual whose work on behalf of sexual assault survivors demonstrates exceptional vision, determination, and inspires others. USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee reached a $380 million settlement with victims who were sexually abused by former team physician Larry Nassar. It was a 5-year legal battle, resulting in one of the largest settlements ever awarded to victims of sexual abuse. Tonight, we welcome Roshenda Rockwell. Roshenda was a USA Gymnastics TOPS national team member who competed as an elite gymnast, dreaming of becoming an Olympian. Roshenda's dreams were cut short by Larry Nassar, who sexually abused her under the guise of medical treatment, which resulted in Roshenda quitting gymnastics at age 13. Hundreds of gymnastics were sexually abused, including Olympic medalists. We are honored that Roshenda flew in to accept the 2022 Visionary Award on behalf of the gymnast sexual assault survivors. Thank you, Roshenda.
When I was young, gymnastics was my whole life. I was an elite gymnast and dreamed of becoming an Olympian. I trained for hours every day to accomplish my dreams. I sacrificed my childhood, my education, only going to school half-time, my after-school activities, my friends, and most importantly, my family, to go to the gym. I never had a childhood. I dedicated countless hours to the sport, to be stronger, to have more discipline, to be my best, and I was. Until Larry Nassar sexually abused me under the guise of medical treatment when I was just 11 years old. The abuse led me to abruptly end my gymnastics career and cut my Olympic dreams short. Then, for years, I silently suffered and struggled alone through the immense pain of what happened to me when I was just a little girl. I grieved the end of my gymnastics career and the death of my dream. I would not be here today if it weren't for the support of Kristen Nutella, who was a voice for me before I could find my own. She gave me the tools to help me fight for justice within the legal system. When I started my journey with her 5 years ago to hold Larry Nassar and USA Gymnastics accountable for their unspeakable actions, I was Jane Doe. I was anonymous, still suffering silently, but I was not alone. I was surrounded by hundreds of gymnasts who bravely revealed their own impactful stories of abuse at Nassar's sentencing hearings and in front of the United States Senate. Their stories reinvigorated me and gave me strength. I knew there would come a time when I'd be ready to tell my story as well. This seemed like an impossible road until only 6 months ago, when I realized my story had to be bigger than my fear. If hearing other gymnasts share their story gave me the courage to speak out, maybe my story would help someone else who was still suffering silently. I am truly honored to accept the 2022 Visionary Award on behalf of all the gymnast survivors. Thank you, Victims' Right Law Center, for recognizing that there is no group more deserving of this honor. Hundreds of gymnast survivors publicly tackled a serial predator and the individuals and the institutions that protected him. These brave women who continue to prove they are as strong mentally as they are physically had the courage to fight against those who ignored their pleas for help when they were just little girls. There was no gold medal for me at the end of my gymnastics journey, but that would not be the end of my story. Today, I take back my life. The abuse will no longer define me or pave the way for my future. Today, I stand before you and hope that I can help someone else find their voice who feels hopeless and alone like I did for far too long. I will no longer be nameless. I will have new dreams. This award is for the ones who boldly shared their stories publicly, the ones who shared their stories privately with their friends and family, and for the ones who are not ready to share their stories yet. I see you, I hear you, I stand with you. Thank you.
Roshenda, thank you so much for accepting the award on behalf of gymnast sexual assault survivors. And thank you to our 2019 Shining Star Awardee, Kristen Nutilla, for continuing to represent survivors, including Roshenda. Yes. Thank you to whoever started that, because I wanted to clap for Kristen, so I appreciate it. Before I introduce our final speaker of the evening, a Vrlc client, I want to encourage you to donate to support survivors and the Vrlc. Wi-Fi and donation information are on the back of your program book. You can scan the QR code to donate, or you can text to give. Disclosing sexual violence takes enormous courage, and we all saw that displayed tonight. It is now my honor to introduce our Courage Awardee, Abby. Through her voice and her perseverance, she is an inspiration to us all. Abby reached out to the Vrlc in April of 2019. At the time, she was an undergraduate student at Boston University. She was assaulted by an acquaintance who was a student at another school. She filed a complaint, and the investigation dragged on for over 20 months. It was time-consuming and stressful. During the investigation, the perpetrator filed a false and retaliatory complaint against Abby at BU. He claimed that he was the victim and she sexually assaulted him. The Vrlc worked quickly to have it dismissed, but navigating multiple investigations while completing her undergraduate degree and applying to law school was difficult. Remarkably, Abby not only managed to graduate, but is now a second-year law student. Even after he was expelled, the perpetrator continued to contact and track her on social media. Abby continues to navigate, both keeping herself safe while creating a professional network and cultivating opportunities in her legal career. Abby demonstrates both resilience and bravery, and we are honored to support her on this journey.
Thank you so very much for this honor and recognition in choosing me as the recipient of the 2022 Courage Award. I am truly humbled and proud. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be an attorney. However, like most young people who say they want to do something for a career, I really didn't comprehend what being an attorney meant. My first understanding of the United States legal system came from my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Stanley, and it was through his teaching that I realized the power of writing with conviction. From that time on, my interest in how laws are intrinsically tied to the evolution of thought continued to grow, making the choice to pursue first a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and then a JD clear. However, it was during my sophomore year at Boston University that I really understood the impact a JD can have and the difference a caring, passionate lawyer can make in the life of an individual. In the spring of my sophomore year, I was sexually assaulted by someone who I considered a friend. At first, I had no idea how to function. Luckily, one of my friends directed me to the Sexual Assault Response and Prevention Center at Boston University. There, I met a dedicated counselor who helped me understand what happened to me and that I had done nothing wrong. Through my counseling sessions, I realized I wanted to file a Title IX report not because I wanted revenge, but because I wanted the perpetrator held responsible for what he did to me, and most of all, because I wanted to ensure he would never do what he did to me to someone else. My counselor directed me to the Victim Rights Law Center, and through them, I was connected with Margaret Schmidt, a staff attorney. Maggie Schmidt helped me navigate the complicated Title IX reporting process. She also walked me through the procedures, advised me about my statements, and sat with me through every interview, no matter how long it was. When the respondent in my case filed a retaliatory complaint at Boston University, claiming that I was the one who assaulted him, Maggie went above and beyond to ensure that she would be able to continue to represent me, because Maggie and the VRLC understood and recognized what BU could not. I was the victim. Without Maggie, I would have been lost and scared. I do not think I would have been able to get through the process without her support. Maggie showed me how an attorney can help people through some of the most difficult times in their lives. My assault showed me that there is a human side to the law. After all, attorneys use the law to help people, whether they are victims of assault or discrimination, or they are negotiating a contract. I also know true change is most powerful when it is accomplished through the legal system, yet to do this, patience and a willingness to continue working even when it seems that challenges are insurmountable is necessary. Because of this, although I am still not sure what type of law I want to pursue, I do know I want to provide support and protection for those who may not be able to protect themselves. I want to change lives the way that Maggie Schmidt changed mine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abby. Personally, I know how hard it is to share your story, and it means so much for both you and Roshenda. I just want, from me, thank you so much. These awards are so emotional for me, especially the Courage Award, because it really shows the impact the VRLC has on individual lives. They should never have me do this part of the program, because every year, you know, I get up very emotional. It's embarrassing. And Cheryl, please don't take photos of my mascara all over my face. It's ugly to look at those the next day. But Abby is not alone, and we cannot do this work alone. The VRLC is primarily funded by state and federal grants, but the government doesn't fund 100% of our work. The funds we raise through this event allow us to help young survivors and their families navigate the aftermath of violence. The funds we raise tonight equip our attorneys to have the actual tools they need so that they can fight justice. This event puts our attorneys in your communities face to face in person. Our phones continue to ring off the hook. We are so busy, and we must be there to answer the call of survivors. And tonight, you can make that happen. So we need to raise $20,000 tonight, and the truth is, the more and the faster you donate, the quicker we can get out of here. If everyone donates $100 tonight, you know, that's like, what, 2 Starbucks in a week? Then we can meet our goal, which is really exciting. If you donate $5,000, you can insure a lawyer by the side of a survivor, helping them every single step of the way. $2,500 can ensure that an immigrant who is raped, because they're less likely to report to law enforcement, but can actually hold a perpetrator accountable, is represented every step. If you're a pro bono attorney, you know how critical a lawyer is for survivor. We are so grateful for your volunteerism, but we also want your cash. If you're attending on a sponsorship, your company is committed to our mission. Show us that you are too. Please donate. We have many donation levels for you to consider. Let me tell you what a $1,000 investment can do. 1 in 4 women are sexually assaulted in college. It's a big number. This year, we've already helped over 75 college students, and right now is actually the time when undergraduate students are most likely to be sexually assaulted because they're new to campus. Campus sexual assault victims need your help. By donating $1,000, you will ensure a student does not drop out of school because they were sexually assaulted. Is there anyone tonight that wants to donate $1,000? Yes, I see an arm back there. I can't see you. The light is blinding me. Thank you. Hi! I love you. Thank you so much. I see more hands back there. Can you scream out your name? Come on, I just want to hear it. Yes! I love you. Thank you all so much. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It makes an enormous difference. Thank you very, very, very much. It means a lot. Thank you. Okay, I'll go faster. Let me tell you how $500 can change a child's life. Children are the most impacted by sexual violence. They're young, they're innocent, and they're trusting. We represent hundreds of children and teenagers every single year, hundreds. It's hard to imagine that a child actually needs a lawyer. It's mind-boggling. But they do, to stay safely in school, to be able to ride the bus, to go to after-school activities. Please donate $500 to keep a child safe. Is there anyone that will donate $500? Do I see a hand anywhere in the audience? Yes. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, Rebecca Chasen, Brett. Oh, Anonymous, I like you too. Kyle and Lance, thank you all so much. Thank you. This is oh wow. 7, wow, seven's a good number. I'm not gonna lie. Donating $100, you stand with survivors. The criminal justice system does not always provide justice. The survivor who spoke tonight shared the impact of having their own lawyer. And at the Vrlc, we use civil laws to help survivors achieve justice however they define it. Don't every single victim in this country deserve to have a lawyer by their side? If you donate $100 tonight, we could meet this critical goal of $20,000. This thermometer, it's a real goal. It's not something that we made up. It really makes an impact on the survivors that we serve. Is there anyone that will donate $100 tonight in this room? Yes, I see Gita. Is there anyone else? I know I should look up here too. Come on, people, don't be cheap. I know you like me. No, seriously, I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful to our sponsors and to all of you who purchased mystery boxes, who donated to our silent auction. You all mean so much. So we hope that you consider donating to help survivors. We can't even believe that you're present in this room tonight, and the fact that you're here means so much to our community and to the survivors that we serve. Just peeking one more time. Okay, it's stagnant. Maybe it's broken. That's what I want to tell myself later. So just a final thank you to please visit our checkout table. If you purchased a silent auction item, I see Maura O'Malley. Thank you so much. You got us over the $8,000 bump. We really appreciate that. If you purchased a silent auction item and you won, you're going to get a text message from our team. If you purchased a mystery box item, please get it at our checkout table. If you are driving home tonight and you're thinking, damn it, they're awesome. I need to give them a little bit of cash. Starbucks is expensive. She's totally right. Donate. Our website is always available for donations. We know that through our mystery boxes, we've actually raised $6,000 tonight from our mystery boxes. So that is huge, right? That is huge. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So we know we have a lot of gamblers in the room because that's who buy the mystery boxes. I know who you are. I see you. Well, thank you so much. In closing, I just want to say a special thank you to Revel and Joy Events, the incredible Shining Star Gala Committee, and the Vrlc's development team, Robin Whitney, Elizabeth Fagan, to nice volunteers who made this event so successful. And to our awardees, like, you make me emotional and make me suck at the end because you're so moving to me. And I have a really hard time talking after I hear you speak. So thank you for sharing your stories. It means so much to me personally and professionally, and we all appreciate you. On behalf of those who turn to us for help, our dedicated staff, and our board of directors, thank you for being with us at our Shining Star Gala. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to those who are donating. Thanks, Charlotte. Thanks, Laura. Thank you, Harmony. Thanks, Spectra. Thanks, Laura. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.